A Kentucky school superintendent is explaining why a picture some parents are calling inappropriate ended up on social media.
The 2009 death of a mentally challenged man in Franklin County is being re-examined after his sister was accused of abusing another relative. We have the latest details in the case.
New polls are suggesting that Hillary Clinton has some competition in the race to the White House. We'll take a look.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. Some Pulaski County parents are wondering why the superintendent of Science Hill posted what they call an inappropriate picture on social media.
The picture appears to show Rick Walker sitting in a bathtub naked, surrounded by posters of the band One Direction. Our Miranda Combs talked to Walker this afternoon, who explained why he posted the picture and says it has been blown out of proportion. It's our top story at 4:30.
He's been superintendent for Science Hill Independent for 13 years. Rick Walker says he started getting calls from his board this week asking him about a picture of him on social media in a bathtub with One Direction memorabilia. Parents we talked to say the picture is inappropriate for a superintendent, and they say something needs to happen. But Walker says it's all been blown out of proportion. He says he was trying to help his teenage daughter get a front row seat to a One Direction concert in Indianapolis by entering a radio contest for the biggest dad fan.
And if he proves he's the biggest fan for One Direction, then they get front row seats and meet and greet in the back of the boys. He said, I have to win that. I'm thinking, okay, we'll do it. We're going to do it.
Coming up at 5:30, hear from a parent who says she doesn't even want her child in the same room with Rick Walker now after those pictures came out. We'll have that story for you coming up at 5:30. For now, we're in Pulaski County. Miranda Combs, WKYT.
Walker says they are holding a board meeting tonight to discuss the issue. We continue to track down new information about the 2009 death of a mentally challenged man in Franklin County.
Sheriff Pat Melton just told us that state police are now taking over that investigation. New questions about the death of 33-year-old Christopher Justin Churchill came to light this week after his former caretaker, Candy Lawson, was arrested for abuse up in Michigan. A death certificate shows that Churchill died of malnutrition. The coroner told us that he weighed just 60 pounds when he died. While re-examining the death, Sheriff Melton says his office discovered that Kentucky State Police had opened an investigation into Churchill's death back in '09, but the case had been closed. Sheriff Melton says that all information his office gathered has been turned over to State Police, and they have reopened the case. We'll have more on the investigation coming up on WKYT News at 6 o'clock. Boy, I hope you got outside today, because awesome weather here across the state, Amber.
Yeah, and it looks like this fall-like weather is going to be sticking around. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. It is perfect outside.
Yeah, really for the middle of August. Can't get a whole lot better here across the Bluegrass State. Those temperatures stuck in the 70s, low humidity, plenty of sunshine out there as well, making it feel a lot like the latter part of September. Let's go through the evening. Fast forward button on your back porch thermometer, 7 o'clock through 11, and watch how quickly with dry air in place those numbers begin to drop. 11 o'clock rolls around, many areas already into the low and mid 60s. Then later tonight, even with some fog out there, models are dropping those numbers deep into the mid 50s into much of central and eastern Kentucky. Some of the outlying areas, you get out in the open country, you could be into the low 50s in some of those cooler valleys to start things out. But again, a touch of some fog will be noted as we go into early tomorrow. That cold front we were tracking yesterday to the west of Kentucky, now off to our east. Hello, west and northwesterly flow. That is a good flow if you like pleasant conditions around here, and that's what we're seeing out there now. Fall preview does continue with September temperatures ahead, and then we've got another fall cold front with some thunderstorms showing up by the end of the weekend. Guys, we'll track that when I come back in a few minutes.
A Central Kentucky sheriff's deputy who was killed in a crash earlier this week has been laid to rest. Investigators say that 39-year-old Russell County deputy Sean Cook died Monday when his pickup hit a dump truck in Clinton County. He was off duty at the time. Cook was also a volunteer firefighter in Russell Springs. His visitation lasted until 2 this afternoon at the Bernard Funeral Home in Russell Springs, and his funeral followed.
We have an update this afternoon to a WKYT investigation we brought you last football season. According to the Virginia Tech Star Rating System, 5 Kentucky high schools were using football helmets that were below par. At the time, Scott County had the most helmets at 81 that were rated below good. The superintendent tells us that since our story aired, they have replaced all of those helmets with 5-star rated helmets.
We obviously take very seriously our students' safety. And when we realized that we were not providing the helmets that were the highest rating, we wanted to make sure we did so.
Tonight at 6, find out if other schools followed suit in our WKYT investigation follow-up. Hillary Clinton's campaign for president has hit a rocky patch. The clear frontrunner on the Democratic side continues to face tough criticism over the email scandal from her time as Secretary of State.
And the attacks are coming from many directions. As Ryan Nobles explains, it is starting to have an impact on the polls.
She's still the leader in the race for president, but the campaign of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is starting to show some vulnerabilities.
Our party's label is going to be the latest news du jour about emails and email servers and what Secretary Clinton knew and when she knew it.
That's the former governor of Maryland, Martin O'Malley, who also wants the Democratic nomination. O'Malley's been reluctant to criticize Clinton, but as the controversy over her use of a private email server grows, O'Malley is changing his tone.
I think that it's a huge distraction from what we should be talking about as a party.
And as Democrats start to feel that they can safely target Clinton, Republicans are ramping up their attacks.
What we shouldn't do is to create more free stuff without any reforms attached. That's the progressive, liberal, top-down way. That's the Hillary way.
You see, people like Hillary Clinton think that it's okay that success in government is measured by how many people are dependent in the government.
Clinton's campaign is pushing back.
It's not as if we didn't expect this to happen in this campaign.
They've sent an army of surrogates to argue the attacks are nothing more than a political distraction.
In this case, it's this issue on the campaign trail on Capitol Hill and making it, trying to make it a partisan issue.
Meanwhile, polls show Clinton slipping in the Democratic race, and a new CNN ORC poll shows Clinton leading the GOP frontrunner Donald Trump by only 6 points nationally. A Quinnipiac poll in the key swing state of Florida shows Trump narrowly ahead of Clinton 43 to 41%. In Washington, I'm Ryan Nobles reporting.
From politics to sports, get out your big blue pen and prepare to mark that UK calendar.
The SEC unveiled the conference schedule for the upcoming basketball season. It starts at Rupp Arena for the Cats on Saturday, January 2nd against Ole Miss. Then the Cats travel to LSU and Alabama before coming home to play Mississippi State. The Cats are back on the road for Auburn and Arkansas. Then 2 more at Rupp, Vandy, and Missouri before closing out January with a road game against Kansas. February begins with a trip to Tennessee before back-to-back home games with Florida and Georgia. And then the schedule alternates home and away for the rest of the month. And in March, it is a trip to Florida on a Tuesday night and back to Rupp to close it out against LSU March 5th. And of course, we will have all of this for you on WKYT.com.
Sort of. Okay, we have smartphones and smart TVs, and now there are even smart light bulbs.
And as Kenneth Craig explains, they can do much more than just light up a room.
Before he even gets home, Jeff Del Presto can use his phone to customize the lighting in his apartment.
It's really unlike any other light bulb I've ever had.
His Philips Hue lights have multiple color settings and moods.
The relax setting that I usually use in the mornings.
So this is relax, and this is what you do every morning?
Yeah, it's a very nice way to wake up.
Other smart bulbs can do more than just change colors. The $129 twist bulb also has a speaker built in.
It's a fully capable wireless streaming audio system, just with the push of a button.
And right from your phone?
Right from my phone or anyone else's phone.
The $400 beam bulb can project images from a smart device onto a flat surface.
It's a growing market.
CNET's Ry Chris says that's just the beginning.
You also have lights that can double as Wi-Fi extenders. You can plug in and they'll give you a little boost to your home's Wi-Fi network. There's also cameras in some bulbs you can use as security devices in your home.
So I wondered if this has simplified your life or made it more complicated?
It maybe made it a little more complicated. Instead of flipping on my light every morning with a switch, I have to open up my phone and do it.
Only about 10% of Americans have purchased smart bulbs, but experts believe that will change as prices come down, giving the technology a bright future. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
Chevy Chase will be blocked off this weekend as part of a celebration. It's the 5th annual Chevy Chase Street Fair.
Sounds like a party. It's coming up this Saturday. Great shopping, food, drinks, music, and lots of activities for children, all on the 800 block of Euclid Avenue. Deanne Stevens is about to give us a preview right now. Hey, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here in Chevy Chase where the 800 block of Euclid Avenue will be shut down. It's all for a good cause and a whole lot of fun happening on Saturday. 4 o'clock, things are kicking off. Danielle Montague is with us from Monty. You guys have participated in this 5th year consecutive now.
5th consecutive year. This is just a great time for everybody to come down to Chevy Chase, see what we have. We're one of Lexington's oldest, most local place to shop, eat, drink, and have a super time.
Well, there's music included, there's food included, there's kids' activities included. I mean, why wouldn't you come enjoy a beautiful Saturday, right?
It's supposed to be spectacular, so come on down and see us and get down and have some fun.
Here's what you're going to see. All kinds of food and fun and activities, as we mentioned, but great deals. Check out half off at Farmer's Jewelry. Bill Farmer, did you mean to do that?
There'll be things on the street, and then inside, all the Honora will be half off. So we'll have people coming and going outside and inside.
Oh, I was putting your whole store half off.
Well,
not so much?
Let's not broaden the base.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but this is a great opportunity for folks to see what Chevy Chase is all about. What a beautiful area of Lexington.
It's so walkable and so local and so family-oriented from the people who come here to the shops and owners here. We're part of the community, and you close the street off, you invite folks to come down, and they have a great time through the afternoon, into the evening, and into the night.
They come, I understand, like thousands of people will be here on Saturday.
On a beautiful day like that, you give them the opportunity to step out into the street, drink a libation, do a little shopping, have fun. People love it.
Come on out. 4 o'clock, things are kicking off for the Chevy Chase Street Fair, running until about 10 o'clock on Saturday night, the 800 block of Euclid Avenue. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
And they should have good weather.
Yeah, absolutely. So great just to get out and enjoy that neighborhood.
Good place. Broadway preparing to say goodbye to Hedwig, and Jennifer Aniston talking about her newest comedy.
Suzanne Marquez has your eye on entertainment.
Rock and roll legend Steven Tyler is showing he's a little bit country. The Aerosmith frontman will perform with the country band Loving Mary next month at a festival in Tennessee. He's expected to perform songs from his new solo record, which already spawned the country hit Love Is Your Name. Jennifer Aniston hit the red carpet for the premiere of her new comedy, She's Funny That Way. Aniston plays a therapist, just one character in a star-studded film about the intertwining love lives of the cast of a Broadway production.
Taxi!
The film also stars Owen Wilson, Imogen Poots, and Will Forte. She's Funny That Way opens in theaters and on demand Friday. And Taye Diggs will soon be off-Broadway. The producers of his musical, Hedwig and the Angry Inch, announced the show will close. After more than 500 performances featuring stars like Neil Patrick Harris, the gender-bending glam rock musical revival will hold its final show on September 13th. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Oh, today was one of those just picture-perfect days out there. Really nice.
Oh, just, you know, that breeze just cooled everything off, Chris. Just felt almost perfect, really. I mean, I thought it was just great.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, this is why we love our fall weather in Kentucky so much, because you get days that are like this. Now, of course, you know how it goes around here. Probably we get to September and all of a sudden we'll crank up thermometers a little bit. But let's enjoy what we have in the short term. A lot of mid and upper 70s showing up across central and eastern Kentucky with a partly to mostly sunny sky. A little bit of cloud cover that is out there, but really nothing to write home about. Defender, yesterday we were tracking rounds of showers and thunderstorms on it. That front that produced the showers and storms of yesterday, giving us the nice weather of today, well off to our east. So basically, when you look at a radar picture now, it's what you're going to be getting for the next couple of days with more in the way of nice weather. I've got another fall cold front that we will track into the region before the weekend is over. That's just ahead.
There's a collision on the outer loop of New Circle at Colesbury. 2 cars involved in that one. It's a non-entry. Looks like the right lane is still blocked there. Cleared the problem at Richmond and Man O' War, so all lanes are back open through Richmond and Man O' War. No major delays on the interstate this afternoon. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. An old cow, a judge punishes himself, and an epic groomsman dance. It is the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
A certain bovine in Indiana is making headlines. The owner of Sammy the cow thinks that Sammy might be the oldest cow in the country. Sammy's owner says she's been leading her herd since the 80s, making the cow about 27 years old. And the owner says she's not sure what keeps Sammy mooing and moving. Maybe it's just good genetics. Whatever the reason, she's just glad that Sammy has had a happy and a healthy life.
Well, this orderly Ohio judge is known for some strict rules in his courtroom. No hats, no shorts, and absolutely no cell phones. But just recently, a slip-up had the Honorable Rocky Costs eating some humble pie. You're supposed to be hearing bagpipes there, so I'll tell you that. There you go. That's none other than the Scottish judge's ringtone. There you hear him. Some classic bagpipes, but the unashamed judge held himself in contempt of court. He doled out $25 to the bailiff, leading to some chuckles in the courtroom.
It's the absolutely worst ringtone I've ever heard.
Now I look back, it's funny. And, you know, I'm getting everywhere I go this morning, people saying, you know, hey, Rocky, have you got your cell phone on?
Well, court resumed. Judge Cost paid the fine, and now some folks say they'll get to work on trying to make him change that ringtone.
Good, aren't they?
I love it.
When a lovely couple in Virginia decided to get married, one of the more important things to plan for was the reception. For the bride, the groomsman dance was of particular importance because the groom was bogged down by school and said the dance was out of the question. Then on the big night, this happened. An 8-minute dance party that worked through about 6 different songs, including Uptown Funk and Britney Spears' Crazy. The groom said it took 4 months of rehearsing to pull off this epic dance party. The video has been viewed thousands of times. And when you watch it, Amber, I mean, no wonder it took 4 months. These guys are really, really good.
I should have been working the other night, but I watched all 8 minutes of it because it's that good. So if you can find it, it has gone viral just, you know, in no time. So watch it.
I keep wanting to see the face of the bride because you know she's having a great time.
She's jumping up and down, so
Yeah.
excited. All right, stick with us. Here's what we're working on for you now at 5 o'clock.